Hi horns, Mr. Y here, obviously. Back today with the continuation of the A-flat concert scale. Now remember, for the horns, the A-flat concert scale is your E-flat scale. Okay, it's the fourth one on our scale sheet. We talked about this, the first two on these, number 1 and 2, a couple weeks back. If you have not yet mastered number 1 and 2, you are going to want to go back and do that again. Like to the point of maybe even having them memorized, because 1 and 2 are really the building blocks on which number 3, 4, and 5 are built, of course. So if you don't have 1 and 2 down yet, you want to get that as your foundation first. In your key signature course, always check your key signature. You've got B flat, that's pretty normal, first valve for B flat. You've got your second flat is E flat, that's fairly normal also, second valve for E flat. By the way, yes, I am using my, what would you call this if it was a trumpet but it was really a horn? A torn? I don't know. I don't have a horn at home, so I'm using my left hand to simulate the horn by playing the trumpet valves. I've got 3 valves here, so I can do that. Okay. Anyway, you got B flat first valve, you got E flat is third valve. By the way, there are 2 E flats. Remember, there's going to be a bottom E flat on the beginning of the scale and also the top E flat on the end of the scale. They're both second valve. Okay, not a big deal. And then the third flat is A flat. A flat, of course, is 2 and 3, your second and third valve. So watch out for that. It's the 4th note of the scale. Number 1 and 2 were fairly easy. Number 1, we just did the scale up and back down, and then the arpeggio, remember. Number 2 is the triplet thing, the 6/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That kind of thing, all the way up and all the way down. Not really anything too hard there, but like I said, if you haven't mastered those yet, you probably want to go back and do them. Doesn't matter how fast or slow. You don't have to go that fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3 is totally fine. Okay, but you really have to have those nailed down before you go on to number 3, 4, and 5. Okay, but for right now, we are going on to number 3, 4, and 5. Number 3 is just really the scale in thirds. You start in the bottom E flat there, of course, and it's 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4, that kind of thing, all the way up and all the way down. It's the same pattern we did on all the other scales. This is not new stuff to you guys. It's just with the new scale. Okay, so number 3 all the way through. Like I said, let me grab my first note here. Yep, there we go. Okay, so starting the E flat. Bum, 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 bum. Watch out for the A flats. Bum, 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 bum. Dum, bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. So there are a couple of times when you use the same valve twice in a row. In the second measure, you've got B flat up to D, and then also in the second measure, you've got D up to F. Those are 2 notes in a row with the same valve. Okay. Third measure, you've got basically the same thing. D coming back down to B flat. The F isn't in that measure, but the other 2 are. And then later on, at the very end, there's also a low F to D, which is also first valve both times. Okay, so just watch out for that. Number 4. Get on to number 4, it's the same notes you just had, except now we've got an articulation issue to deal with. We've got, in the first line, you've got 2 notes slurred and then 2 notes staccato. So T, ya, ta, ta, T, ya, ta, T, ya, ta, ta, T, ya, ta. On the second line, it's the opposite. It's coming back down, and it's the 2 staccato notes first, and then the 2 slurs. So ta, ta, T, ya, ta, 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 T, ya, ta, ta, ta. Okay? Not that hard. Again, you don't have to go that fast if you don't want to. As fast or slow as you want, as long as it's steady. Okay, but I am going to do it kind of a medium speed. If you have trouble, take a moment, focus your energy, okay? Do little bits of it and do it a whole bunch of times in a row to get really good. Like, for instance, if you're having trouble with just the first 3 notes, number 4, let's say T-ya-tot, T-ya-tot, T-ya-tot. Or if the slur is too hard for you, take the slur out. Just do tot, 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 until you get it really good. Then put the slur back in. T-ya-tot, T-ya-tot. Then maybe once you've got that down, add 1 more note. T-ya-tot-tot, 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 T-ya-tot-tot. Then once you've got that, start adding other pieces. So maybe you got the second half of measure number 4. T-ya-ta, T-ya-ta, T-ya-ta. Do that. Then put the whole first measure together. T-ya-ta-ta, T-ya-ta. That kind of thing. Okay, you want to build it up little bits at a time, of course. Right now I'm going to play through the whole thing. Number 4. T-ya-ta-ta, T-ya-ta, T-ya-ta-ta, T-ya-ta, T-ya-ta-ta, T-ya-ta, T-ya-ta-ta-ta, Ta ta ti ya ta 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 ti ya ta 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 ti ya ta 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 ti ya ta. Again, there are a couple times when you have the same valve twice in a row. You're going to want to really focus on those things, like maybe that very last measure. Ta ta ti ya ta, just the ti ya ta. Last three notes might be a little tricky because you got the same valve for twice of them in a row, two of them in a row. Ta ta ti ya ta, that kind of thing. Okay, again, take a little slice of it, focus your energy, do it a whole bunch of times, get it really good. That's the way you want to build these things. Okay, the key to good practice is really focusing your energy, repetition, doing it a whole bunch of times, and consistency, doing it a little bit every day. Going on to number 5. Number 5, we have the same notes we just did on number 3 and 4, except there are some additional chromatic notes here. You can see you've got a couple of naturals and a couple of sharps marked through the scale. Okay, so make sure you know what those notes are before you start. In the first measure, you've got a couple of E flats, of course. This is the E flat scale. But then in the latter half of the first measure, number 5, you've got an E natural, no valves. Okay, so be careful about that. In the second measure, you've got F sharp, which is second valve. Okay. In the third measure, you've got an A natural, first and second valve. Nothing too serious there. But make sure you play that one A natural after all the other A flats you've been playing. That's been the norm in this scale. So the A natural is a little bit unnatural in this scale. Okay. Also in the third measure, B natural, middle valve. Okay. And then in the fourth measure, you've got a C sharp. That high C sharp, remember, is first and second valve. So be careful about that. Okay. Coming back down, we've got exactly the same notes, just coming down the scale this time instead of going up. You still got the C sharp. You still got the B natural. In the second measure, be careful. You got a B natural and then a B flat. So be careful. Ha 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 ha. In the third measure, you've got an F natural and then an F sharp. So same kind of thing there. Be careful about that. In the very last measure, you've got an E natural, no valves, and then an E flat on the very last note. So there are a couple of times when those notes switch within the measure. Just be careful about that. Okay? Starting at the beginning. Here we go. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Just be careful about that. You should be fine. Good luck with it. Like I said, take it slow, super slow motion, repetition, focus your energy, little bits at a time. That's the way you really want to do these things. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. If you do it a little bit every day, that's going to be a lot easier than trying to do it all at once. It makes you a much better musician. Okay. If you have any questions, you have my email. Good luck.